You know when you're watching a game and the sportscaster makes even a simple play sound absolutely epic? Well, a huge part of that magic is actually grammar. So today, we're going to open up our own little grammar playbook. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to describe action with that exact same energy. Ready? Let's dive in. So let's start with a big question. Imagine you're watching a huge cycling race. It started hours ago, but the cyclists are still going. They're still pedaling. How do you talk about that? An action that kicked off in the past, but is very much alive in the present. It's a classic English puzzle, and we are about to solve it. All right, that leads us right into play number 1 in our playbook, talking about duration and continuity. This is all about capturing that feeling of an action that's been going on for a while and is still happening right in front of us. It's about linking the past to the present. Now, the special tool for this job has a bit of a long name, the present perfect progressive. But don't let the name fool you. The idea is simple. It's all about making that connection. That race that started hours ago is still important right now. That's the key. That connection is what makes your description feel so immediate and vivid. So how do you actually build it? Well, it's a super simple 3-part formula. You just take your subject, add have or has, then the word been, and then your main verb with ing at the end, like she has been running, or they have been competing. See? Simple, but it packs a real punch. Okay, so when is the perfect time to use this? It's your absolute go-to when you really want to stress how long something has been going on. And there are 2 little signal words that are your best friends here. You use for to talk about a period of time, like for 2 hours, and you use since to name the exact starting point, like since noon. And here's a perfect example. He has been working, that's our formula right there, and since 7 a.m. tells us exactly when he started. We know when it began, and we know it's still relevant. That's the present perfect progressive in a nutshell. Okay, let's bring in our second play. So we know what's happening and for how long. But how is it happening? Is it happening quickly, gracefully? This is where we add that professional sportscaster level detail. And for that, we need adverbs. Just check out this comparison. On the left, you've got an adjective, fast, which describes a person, the runner. But look to the right. The adverb fast describes the action, how he runs. Adverbs are all about adding that extra layer of detail to the verb. Now, a lot of adverbs just add an ly at the end, right? Like slow becomes slowly. But these guys here, these are the regulars. They're the all-stars you just gotta memorize. Notice that fast and hard look exactly the same. But the big one, the one you'll use all the time, is good becoming well. And let's see that in action. He's a good diver. Here, good is the adjective describing the noun diver. But when we talk about the action itself, the verb dives, we switch to the adverb. He dives really well. Getting this one right is a total game changer for sounding more natural in English. All right, it's time for the final play in our playbook. You know, sports are all about competition, right? So how do you actually compare one athlete to another? How do you compare 2 different actions? It's time to learn how to make the call. The rules for this are pretty straightforward, actually. For short adverbs like fast, you just add an AR on the end, so fast becomes faster. For longer ones like carefully, you just pop more or less in front of it. And the key word that links everything together is them. That's your connector when you're comparing 2 things. Here's a great example of that structure. She drives more carefully, that's our more plus the long adverb, than her brother. It's a clear, direct comparison between how she drives and how he drives. But hey, what if it's a dead heat? What if 2 competitors are neck and neck? Well, for that, we use the as structure. For instance, you could say, he runs as fast as his rival. It's the perfect way to show that things are equal. And if you want to show that they aren't equal, it's even easier. You just add the word not. A turtle is not as fast as a rabbit. This little tweak makes it super clear that there's a difference, and it's another crucial tool for your playbook. Okay, you have the plays, you know the strategies. Now it's time for a little practice round. We're going to look at an advertisement for a ski trip, and it's your job to fill in the missing words using everything we've just learned. Let's put this playbook to the test. All right, take a look at this ad here. I'll get us started. Are you thinking of going on a skiing vacation? Do you ski as blank as your family? If not, don't despair. There's a lot more to a trip to the snow blank skiing. So go on, read through the rest of it, and think about which words would fit perfectly in those 10 spots. Go ahead and pause here if you want a little more time to think. Ready to see how you did? Okay, let's go over the first 5. Number 1 is well. Remember, that's the adverb for good. 2 is than, our classic comparison word. Now, numbers 3 and 4 are latest and most popular. These are superlatives, comparing one thing against all the others. And 5 is easier, a simple comparative. So how do you do on the first half? And let's bring it home with the last 5. Number 6 is more fashionable. 7 is faster. 8 is better. That's the irregular comparative for good. And number 9 is best, which is its superlative. And finally, number 10 is as, to finish that equal comparison. Awesome job on that challenge. And there you have it. Let's do a quick final huddle and recap the powerhouse plays we've added to our grammar playbook today. So just remember these 3 key plays. First, to talk about how long something's been happening, you use the present perfect progressive. Second, to describe how it's happening, you use adverbs. And third, to compare 2 things, you use comparatives. Master these 3 and your descriptions are going to sound so much more dynamic. So, you've got the playbook. You have the tools to describe action, to add incredible detail, and to make those exciting comparisons just like a pro. The only question left is, what are you going to go out and describe first?